Alright, I thought I'm gonna expand on the previous thoughts of why I hate women so much. Initially. But I mean I'm having some double thoughts on what does it mean. Like women have some kind of emptiness in them because they specialize on one thing and specialize on another thing. And they have this emptiness for which you hate both genders naturally. If you're really smart about life, I believe. Being smart. I know people hate giving self-esteem to other people. I think I'm smart. I think I'm smarter than not just regular people in terms of IQ. IQ, really? No, I wouldn't say IQ, okay? I wouldn't say that people even understand what being smart even is. But they have to keep on understanding that better and better. Yes, it is about solving problems, but there's so much more in there. That IQ is just a joke. It's absolutely a joke. I've been trying to put myself together to definitely create that type of thinking. That's super smart, and I'm still like, I am still gonna try hard. And that's kind of what this is about. Also, like this ninja school, and I thought about this. The best way to describe who a ninja is. Oh, actually, this is episode 10, so I'm not gonna spoil it. Jeez, I wish I could spoil it right now. But maybe you can pick up on the hints. I mean, you can read this stuff, but I haven't wrote it down yet. What a ninja truly is. So, we have to expand on this idea that women and men are different, that women are very hard to approach. They create this huge wall of whatever that wall is supposed to be made out of. And they also have an interesting habit of gossip. Another small habit that I noticed, and I'm kind of analyzing the episode here of Family Guy, which is very interesting, right? It triggered me to do the whole thing. So, the way the episode goes, the Peter finds some new friends because he gets roasted. He wants to change friends all of a sudden. Obviously, everything comes back to normal. It almost feels like every single Family Guy episode is a dream, and I mean it is pretty much scripted that way to be a dream to start something unreal to happen, like Peter finding girlfriends, right? Yeah, it's a separate two words, girlfriends. But basically, he realizes that women like to gossip, and they were gossiping about his wife, which is very nasty, right? He didn't actually defend her. He actually realized that women like to gossip when his wife revealed it to him. Revealing that, yes, this is actually a normal thing, and she wasn't mad about it whatsoever. but it, in a way, being a normal thing, I think this also is going to reveal what women lack of. Because this is the weapon that women hold. Women hold this as a weapon to defend themselves. Right? And if you want to be a ninja, you don't do weapons like these. The same way that men also have a weapon. That's why they don't use gossip. This is a very specific, gender-specific weapon that people use. Right? On one side you have pure power, pure direct power, direct influence over someone's life, and you can threaten them. You don't gossip. Just come directly to a threat and, well, punch it in the guts, in a way. You just directly attack it. Women don't do that. They try to gossip. They try to... they not only practice gossip in general, and I believe that does a lot of damage as well. And the same goes for men. They do a lot of damage by training their power of threatening, of just being violent in general. They are, well, exercising their power. And that's important as well. Exercise is just as damaging as when you're trying to defend yourself, when that time comes. I wonder what good analogy could be. I mean, I can get the description down. I'm still not sure what the actual analogy is. You waste more value doing the preparation instead of the main event. But anyways, so this is very interesting. Very interesting weapon, right? How do you transcend that? Because obviously you have to look into two genders and be like I'm not sure where it comes from. And transgender seems like a wonderful idea. Because I am using it, right? It's a wonderful idea. There are two separate genders, two specialized type of people, and they don't really satisfy me the way they work. And I hope I give enough arguments to support that over time, especially. I'll give more and more, I have no doubt. They're both unlikable. They both have a very bad or zero ability to create relationships. I am telling you this. Between men and women, there have been zero relationships. Love never existed, and hopefully it will exist, but like, geez, that's a big statement, isn't it? This is why the meme "Love is Dead," or part of a meme that I've seen, I mean, that triggered me a lot. Like, geez, that's... Do people actually realize that it's true? And I mean, yes, it could be just my perspective, but like, I don't know, guys. I'm not too sure about this. Because everything would be a lot different, a lot more balanced, if people knew how to make relationships, why they're important, everything about those relationships. And if you can't define relationships, you cannot make one. You just don't know why. It just slips through your fingers. When you don't grasp the definition of something, it slips, okay? If you don't grasp the definition of what means to be a bad person, of what means to be a smart person, what it means to be a balanced person, All these definitions, if you don't grasp them, they slip. I think that's what being smart is. It's about how many definitions do you hold within yourself? How well did you define them? Right? How useful they are. Because you don't want to measure smartness in a way that is useless, right? You want to grasp the most useful, or rather the ability of a person being useful through their mind, right? So it's all about the definitions. If people knew the definitions that a smart person does, they will do things a lot better, right? A lot better. And that smart person has to be recognized and pretty much worshipped. It's scary. It should be goddamn scary for people. And I understand that, right? Oh, what would happen if Jesus came back and now we have to worship a smart person? Well, yep. But I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure you guys are ready. Because you have to become a ninja first to realize who is actually smart around here. And god damn it, if I'm not smart yet, I am getting there. I am getting in the race. And I know which direction to go and why it's so important. Although I don't want to be worshipped. What? I have to redefine this until I like it, right? That's the whole point, honestly. Being smart is not a bad concept. So I have to question why I don't want to be worshipped. Why is this such a weird concept in general? How do I redefine this? Anyways. But I hope you're starting to grasp like how important definitions are. Jeez. It's been a long way too. My content has been, progressing, even though it wasn't really better quality. I do believe that I make better points at this rate. I kind of put these down. I'm thinking maybe men have a certain type of personality tendencies in a way, like women like to have water and fire personalities. This is what I prefer. This might be a possibility, but this is what I prefer here. We'll see. I guess these are like passive and active men, right? But there's definitely these, all of them possible. So I'm not sure how to look at it, or even if it's important at all. In general, the personality types are just mind-blowing, but they, like if you say, my father is actually a fire personality. Like that's, I'm not just saying, because what fire does, it's trying to destroy the things that you like, the things that you own, in a way that, well, the fire is going to destroy your house. You might be able to escape, but you will have a hard time putting out the fire, right? And it will destroy something that you care about, most definitely. And that's how these personalities operate. And women have a better grasp through gossip of destroying through fire. Now, water is also interesting. It's one of those 10-10 strategies, right? To kind of throw things until you hit the spot, until you hit a trigger, right? Until you figure out what the person likes. And then you can manipulate the person himself instead of... Now, I'm not sure how this relates to water, just yet. But I know through Tenton's strategy, right? So there are different links, different approaches that you can take to figure things out. So again, it kind of works through gossip. Through gossip, you kind of understand the weakness of the person, as well as his relationships. It's very interesting, right? This is why these girls that Peter befriended, they were open in gossiping about everyone, including his wife. Those girls didn't recognize relationship or family concept. And in a way, I think it's sort of universal. Like that happens. Like there is a little bit of respect that you get depending on authority as well. It just depends. But if you're trying to be a friend, you're probably not gonna get that respect. Because friends, it's a very interesting concept. Friendship, really. There's two types of friends. You have connection through work, or you have a social pool connection. Yeah, just social pool. It's a totally different aspect, right? Let's say, as an Antwinums fan, I got pulled into a social pool of a bunch of people who are not related in any way. And I tried to grab a few of them and put them into what I'm trying to achieve, right? Which is creating Spawn the Creepers. No, Spawned Engine. Jeez. Why did that came back to be all of a sudden? Anyway, so yeah, when you connect with people through work, it's a lot easier to understand who they are, how honest they are, and all this stuff. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. It's much more honest. But I don't know. I mean, both approaches work, but I think you can make much better friends through work, not just social pooling, because like that's just for addicted people. If you're not looking for friends, especially to solve some kind of specific problem, if you're not attracting people that way, you're not making them interested in something, in what you're interested in, there's no use for social pooling in this case. I'm not even sure why this is a thing. I mean, a pool, you just throw a thought, that thought gets organized. Or if it's a shitty pool, then it's just lost forever. It just goes through everyone. Because, in fact, a lot of social pools are shitty. They're not even useful that way. So unless you're trying to really fish for these people, you're gonna get lost. And that's what I did. That's what I did in Antwinums place, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing. Mostly through Reddit. It's very easy for some reason in Reddit, because pretty much you can show your interest very easily, and still a lot of people are just gonna go away from you, especially when, in this case, the most recent one is I showed my personality, and people don't like personalities, especially personalities that have much higher ego than they will ever have. Like, most of them are just gonna be men and women. Blech. Right? And yeah, again, it's kind of awkward to say transgender and all that crap. But it's a good idea. I mean, it's this new age bullshit of left and right has good ideas, but again, it's almost like we have the same split of stupid people They have good ideas on one side, on the other side. And it's never coming together properly. It just frustrates me so hard. It's like, enough already. Can we make up our minds for what is valuable instead of what is whatever way you define it? Because, like, when you split yourself into groups, specific groups that, fight each other, like, wait, what does that mean? What does that even mean? Like, why would you do that? But there's a lot. There's a lot of topics. Like, one of the big topics that I'm gonna cover in the future is like free market. Free market is very, very colorful topic and very important for me because I need to figure out what people need to learn. In a way, like, yeah, I already given you guys enough value. If I prove to you guys that I'm smart and smart needs to be listened to, like really listened to, okay? Because you need to define life the same way that I define life. That's important. And people will advertise their smartness. It's like, this is how you're gonna lose weight and shit. And I'm not. And I don't want to give too much responsibility on my shoulders, simply because I'm not trying all these different things, right? I'm not trying to be the coolest person, the most good-looking person. I don't even like to show my face at this point, at this rate, because I don't care about this stuff. This stuff comes naturally afterwards, after you have went through all the traumas in your life first, went through all the traumas of other people, because not just yourself, because you have to get empathetic, and then you get burdened by other people's traumas, by other people's behavior, and you have to deal with that for a while. So just a lot of work until you have to be busy until you get to the point of looking good, and even then it's like, why would you care about that? It's so stupid. It's the most stupidest trend that ever came about. Okay, I don't understand that, and I don't understand why it is in free market, or is this a creation of the state? The good-looking people. It is the most cancerous thing ever. Was this a thing before, or is this creation of the government? Like, this is interesting, right? Another topic to discuss. All right. Because there are possibilities. You cannot deny that. There are possibilities. And there are plenty of ugly people who don't see the light of day, or rather the light of the internet. But yeah, we'll see.